all the time. Ready to talk, or you just gotta
Can you hear what
stay
I'm
there
saying?
with that L? The internet's pretty trash.
Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see your face like frozen a little bit. Your internet's pretty shitty.
Are we gonna have a civil debate, or you just gonna be calling names the whole time?
What names? I'm telling the truth. Ain't no names. You
You
get
just called me a
offended, then that's
simp.
on
That's the
you.
name, bro. You just gonna
I called you
insult
a
me the whole
simp.
time?
Simpforhamas. You a
Are
simp.
you going to
You a simp.
insult me the whole time? We're gonna have a civil debate.
We
'Cause I'm
having
not
a
gonna.
debate, but we could have a debate.
Then we're not gonna be calling names, bro. It's gonna be a civil debate.
But if you go cry victim for stuff, I'm gonna call it out. You know what I mean?
Okay, but when you say
This is
things
my
like
channel. You
when
don't make no
when you
rules
say
here. You don't
things,
make the
you're
rules
not
here.
letting me talk, bro.
I'm
I'll
just
let
telling
you
you, you don't
talk.
make the rules
This ain't
here.
a debate. This ain't a
It is a
debate. This is an
debate.
argument
It
right
is a
now.
debate.
I will say something, and then you say something.
Go for it.
All right, but this can't be no crazy just calling names and shit like that. That's not
Get
gonna
to your
work out.
point. Get to your point.
What do you mean? Get to my point. We have to set this up, don't we?
Or what's your point?
We have to lay the ground rules for this debate.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. What's the ground rules? What's your point? That's
Okay,
the
number
whole point.
one, no, we're not. It's gonna be civil. There's no name calling. We're not gonna be calling each other simps or dumbasses or anything like that. This is a civil debate. We're adults. We're gonna talk like adults. Number
That's
two,
fine.
everything we say has to be verified. We can't just be showing cropped images of death counts that have nothing to do with this debate. This debate's about
That's what you
Israel.
do. Those weren't
This
crop. Those are
debate's
true.
about
That's what's
Israel.
true.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what's true.
This debate's about Israel. We're gonna talk about Israel. You keep trying to bring up
We're gonna
Yemen
talk
and all this
about
other stuff. We're
genocides and
talking
why
about
you
Israel,
believe
so
this
we're gonna
crap.
talk
That's
about
why we're
Israel. That's
talking.
all good.
We're gonna talk about why
This
you believe
debate's
this crap.
already being pretty bad because you keep over talking.
I know, man, because you already in your feelings already, and we didn't even start yet. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Are we starting or not?
Let me share this bitch on Facebook. We get some more viewers up in this bitch.
Are we starting this debate? We got 20 minutes.
Let's do it.
All right.
So,
well, you're the host.
why do you support terrorists that started a war?
Why do I support terror? Whoever said I support terrorists?
You do.
That was a very loaded question, don't you think?
Not really. It's pretty straight up
If I
forward.
walked up
You know
to you,
what
I
I
was
mean?
like, "Why do you support pedophiles? Do you
I
support
don't support
pedophiles?
Muhammad. I don't support Muhammad. No, I do not.
Do you
King of all
support
PDF.
pedophiles?
I do not support Muhammad.
I
No.
think you support pedophiles, bro.
No, you support Muhammad and the pedophile.
Tell me why you support pedophiles.
Out. See, we're not going to use that word. We could say PDF file. We're not going to use that word on my channel.
That's what I'm saying, man. You can't.
But
You
you
can't
go.
coming up with
So
loaded
if you're going to
questions.
say
I can
something,
just say you
where's
support.
your proof?
Why
If
do
you're
you
going to say
support
something, where's
pedophiles?
your
That don't make
proof?
no sense.
Where's your proof? You're going to say something. Where's your proof? I just want to know.
Where's your proof that I support terrorists?
What are you crying about in the comment section where we're just talking about? You
Where
like to
is the
blame
proof
Israel
that I
for a war
support
that was
terrorists?
started by Hamas, right?
I was talking about war crimes and shit. Where did I say I support Hamas?
It's not a war crime when you're shooting rockets out of these places toward Israel. They got to hit
Where's
it
your
back.
proof of that? Everybody
It's
else.
called a war. It's called a war. You don't like
Everybody-
wars, don't start wars. It's that simple.
Everybody else, the whole world, all these other
A whole bunch of Sims for Hamas who hate Jews. Yeah, a whole bunch of Sims for Hamas that hate Jews. That's what it comes down to.
Everybody in this world, the UN, the Australia,
Yeah, who
UK,
actually had
the
a guy
European
that went to
Union.
Israel who had Nazi tattoos on
Again,
him.
we can't
that
have
same
this
UN. That
we
same
can't-
UN.
Hey, we can't have
because you
this
don't want to
debate.
do it. You don't want to do it. That's the problem.
We can't have this debate unless you let me talk.
I'll give you. All right, here's we go. Here's how we go do it. I want you to make your point, and then I'll go after. All right, I'll give you a minute. Go.
You cannot.
No, not this. Just make your point.
Talking me. I can't.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying make your point. Listen to me. I said just make your statement, and then I can go. That's all I'm asking.
Okay. My point is this: the whole world, all these independent organizations,
I'm an
the
Italian
UN,
Jew.
Australia, all these people, they're all saying they have no evidence of rockets being fired on top of hospitals in the middle of refugee camps.
There's
they
a
don't
command
have
center underneath
any
there.
evidence.
There is evidence.
Where's the evidence?
There's evidence. There's a command center underneath there. There's proof of them going into these command centers.
Listen, there might be proof. There might be proof of tunnels and shit.
Proof. Well, no, there's a command center underneath that hospital.
Where's the proof
I know
that
for
they're
a fact.
firing rockets on top of hospitals?
They're shooting them out of the hospitals underneath them and next to them.
Where's the proof of that?
Out of the tunnels. I have videos. Just go look it up.
You went to Israel. You felt that shit.
Oh, but where's your proof that they're not shooting rockets out of
Because
the
the
house? I could do the
whole
same.
other
I could do the same shit to you. Where's your proof that they're not shooting rockets out of
the
the house?
UN.
Where is your proof? The UN? I don't believe them.
This is what I'm
I
saying.
don't
We
believe
can't
them.
have these. Stop. Let me talk.
We are having a debate. I
Let me
said I'll let
talk.
you
You're not
speak
letting
for
me
a
talk.
couple
Let me
minutes,
talk.
and
Let me
then we
talk.
can
You're not
go.
letting me
Is
have
that
to
all
talk.
right? You're not gonna
This ain't
talk over me
We're
on my
about to
channel.
end this right now, bro.
Because you're gonna run away. That's what cowards do. You could run away, but I'm gonna say you could have your couple minutes,
You
say
could
what you
either
gotta
let me
say, and then
talk.
I'll respond. Listen,
You're
did you hear
not
what I
letting me
said?
respond. You're cutting me off.
Because you're not letting me speak.
No,
I'm
what?
saying,
I
give
wasn't done
me.
with my point.
My whole point is you're just gonna keep giving. Oh, but
Listen, I'm
you're
gonna
not
let you
doing
talk
this
for
and
1 minute.
complaining. Get to your point. That's the whole point.
I'm gonna
Get
let you
to it.
talk for a minute, and then you let me talk for a minute.
Go.
No, it's your turn. I already said what I need to say. Say
Okay, all right. So here's the thing. So when you start a war by kidnapping people and committing a genocide on October 7th, you can't cry like a victim when you start losing a war that you started. You didn't like the war, then don't start a war. It's like if I get in a fight with somebody, right? And then the guy hits me first, and then I start beating the crap out of the guy, right? And then somebody gets a video camera, and then they're looking like he's the victim. That's Palestine. If you don't like wars, don't start wars. It's that simple. They started a war that they didn't want to finish, and now they cry about it. I don't see Ukraine crying about a war. I don't see people talking about what's going on in Syria, Sudan, and Congo. You know what I mean? But you just like keep pushing this propaganda because it has to do with Jews. You don't even know what the word Zionist means, for example. You just use Zionist instead of Jew. That's what y'all do. It's that simple. So if you don't like a war, don't start a war and then cry about it. It's that simple. It's called a war.
Are you done?
You're frozen. I don't know.
I was
You
just
got some
asking. As
shit
long
on
as
it.
you
What are
can
you
hear my
doing?
voice, it should be able to work. You hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. So you were talking about, you gave that analogy about beating up a guy and then somebody filming that other guy and blah blah blah,
Palestine.
right?
Yeah, what's happening in Palestine?
That war is between you and that guy, yes. Like you're
Yeah.
fighting that guy.
So
That's
why
the
does it
war.
matter what people, outsiders who don't know about the conflict, have to
If
say?
I got in a fight, I'm going to use the same analogy. If I got in the same fight with somebody, it's between me and him. I can't run into his house and then beat up his wife and then his kids.
That's
Like, I
what they
can't do
did
that.
on October
That's
7th.
not fair.
That's what they
That's
did.
not a
Exactly.
fair
That's what
fight.
they did on October 7th. That's exactly what
That's
happened.
what started off. That's what started this whole
Exactly.
thing. But that's what
Exactly.
I'm saying. This fight's between Hamas and Israel. There's no proof. We have no proof whatsoever that Hamas has been firing on top
They
of hospitals.
filmed them. They filmed themselves doing it. And the same
No,
journalist
where
that you say,
is it
yes,
then? Where's the
I have it.
where
I
is
have
it?
videos. I
Make
got
it.
videos I can show you.
Give me the link.
Go on
You can give
YouTube.
me it after the debate. But my point is, the UN, Australia, the United Nations, the EU, they
What's
all
going?
sent independent. They've all sent independent people over there. There's independent journalists over there on the ground, just like Israel is.
No, they're not allowed to go in there.
They
They're
have
not allowed to
no
go in. That's
proof.
not
That's what I'm
true. They're
saying.
not allowed to
You have
go
to
in there.
let me
Hamas
talk.
does not allow them to
You
go
have
in
to
there.
let me talk. I let you talk for a whole minute. You gotta let me talk.
No, I'm just responding.
They have no proof that there's
They
been
do.
rockets firing on top of Israel. There's no
But
proof
they
of that.
do. There is
They
proof.
don't.
They
The only
do.
ones
Whether you like to
who
admit,
have
they
said
do.
the only ones who have said there's been rockets firing on top of Israel is Israel.
No,
Or Israel funded organizations.
the United States said it too.
No, where's the United States saying that? There's not a single
They
report from
proved.
the United
Marco
States saying that.
Rubio just said it a couple days ago. Actually, you can go look that up.
Where's the
Yeah.
official report of
Marco
the
Rubio
US
had an
from the
official
State
report.
Department saying that Hamas is firing rockets on top of hospitals?
Just look up what Marco Rubio said a couple days ago. It's pretty simple to find.
If we could,
It's pretty simple to find. Yeah,
just
it is.
show
It's
me.
very
I'm not
simple
about
to
to
find.
go. I'm not about to go on Google for.
You're always trying. You ask
got
me
like,
questions,
what,
I
2 minutes out
answer
of
it, and
this?
you just don't like the answer. That's your problem.
You're making the claim.
That's your problem.
So you made the claim. Now it's my problem.
No, I'm making a claim that you like to cry about things about a war that they started. You know how you can end this war?
I'm
Just
not
release
crying
the
about
hostages.
anything.
You do.
I'm calling it
You
as
do.
I see. When you're bombing hospitals, civilian
Where they shoot
targets,
rockets. Where they shoot rockets
that
out
is
of.
not an active military target.
So you're telling me Hamas doesn't surround themselves around children and others and women and children when they shoot rockets? They don't do that, you're saying? Is that what you're trying to say?
I never. there is no evidence that Hamas
There is
even
plenty of
firing
evidence. I
rockets
got
on
evidence,
top of
and
hospitals
I got
and
evidence
inside
actually too
refugees
of those
camps.
so-called
If you
journalists
want to
shooting
say that they're
rockets toward
camping out in
Israel.
refugees camps, sure, maybe, but there's no evidence they're using
There's plenty
that
of
as
evidence.
the fire rockets into Israel. There's no
That's
evidence.
where they
of
do
that.
it. They don't even wear. They don't wear their war outfits. They wear civilian clothing. Everybody knows it. If
What
you're in a
war
war,
out?
why are you wearing
Hamas
civilian
doesn't
clothing?
have a war outfit.
They do. When they
No,
were
they
celebrating when they were handing over those dead bodies back to Israel, they all had those outfits on.
What they
didn't they?
some of them carry bulletproof vests, but most of them have regular fucking wear
No.
rags. What are you
They
talking
wear.
about?
They say, yeah, they had their clothing on and regular civilian clothing.
Most
And then
of
when
them,
they had to
they
hand
have
over
their
those
regular
hostages,
Muslim
when they
clothes on.
handed
And
over them,
most of
they
them are
had their
wearing,
war
like,
outfits on.
rags and
How
shit.
did it change?
They look like
But
sheep.
you can't wear those war
like
outfits.
a military outfit whatsoever.
Why can't you wear these military outfits during a war? Why do you have to wear civilian clothing?
What are you
It's that
talking
simple.
about?
What you just said. Why are they wearing
I've
civilian
seen the
clothing?
same videos you've seen from October 8th.
Does Israel wear civilian clothing in this war?
This Israel wears civilian clothing in this war?
They wear military outfits
I've
because it's a
seen the
war.
same videos you've seen on October
It's a
8th.
war.
They're wearing regular ass clothes from the very start of this.
Simpsforhamas
Hamas does not have
bullshit.
the money to be buying military outfits from
They had it.
tens of thousands
From all the
of
money that
outfits.
gets sent
They
to
don't
them.
have the funding for
What
that.
do you mean?
They
So
wear
then why were the
regular-ass
leaders of
Muslim
Hamas
clothes.
billionaires?
That's what
Then
they do.
Why was Sinwar a billionaire then?
You said what?
Why was Sinwar a billionaire then?
Sinwar,
Why was his wife
what are you
walking in the
talking
cave
about?
with a
That's what I'm
Birkin
saying.
bag?
You're rushing.
Sinwar's a billionaire.
We got on military outfits. We got on the hospitals, and now you
But-
keep bringing up Sinwar. When we're talking
Because
on
he's the leader
Facebook,
of
we're
Hamas.
talking
You
about
said they
Israel.
don't have
You
money,
stop
but
bringing
they
up
were
Yemen and all that.
because you said they
We
don't
have
have
to
money.
talk
But
about
I'm just
one thing. We
you
can't
won't even
just
let
be
me
going
speak
through
because it's
multiple
all
different
connected.
topics.
You just
We're
want to
talking about
gibberish and not
Israel.
talk. This is what cowards do. They try to stutter and go back because they don't want to have the conversation move forward.
No, because when you try to pivot to other things because your story doesn't like your point.
It does add up.
Working.
It's called a
So
war.
you try to pivot somewhere else so you have a better standing point.
No, I'm just talking about the truth. You just don't like the truth. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's
you don't like the truth.
Doing.
That is what we're doing. You don't like the truth. The problem is if you start wars with babies and women and you don't like wars, why don't you release the hostages, the babies and women, and the people that are starving? Why don't you release the hostages?
So you start
What's wrong with that?
You start a war.
Yeah. Then why you cry about a war that you start?
So the other side's like, all right, I'm a fight fire, and I'm gonna kill women and civilian targets. That's what I'm gonna do. That makes no sense.
Actually, Israel has the lowest.
Be better than this. They're
but
the
that's
richest
not true.
country in the region.
They are better than this.
They should not be hitting civilian targets.
So then why have they?
They should be having.
They drop more bombs than people died.
They have enough
Explain
manpower.
Then how did they drop more bombs? Why did they drop
for
more bombs than kids died? Why did they drop more bombs than people died then? Explain that.
Because
they're going after the terrorists. You're not listening. So that's your problem. Why did Israel drop more bombs? She won't even let me finish. Look at this coward. Look at this bitch. They dropped more bombs.
If you call me a bitch again,
they had dropped more bombs than people died. Explain that. Every other war, when you drop bombs, more people die, except for this one. The kill ratio to this is 1 civilian to 1 Hamas member. That's how it works. That's the lowest civilian to what should we call it, to actual people of war casualty rate in the history of all wars. That's a fact. That's a fact. America kills 2 civilians. Listen, this is a fact. America kills 2 civilians per insurgent in every war, and that was low. Israel kills 1 insurgent to 1 civilian in this war. It's the lowest person to what should we call it, the military casualty rate in the history of all wars. That's a fact. It's a fact.
You don't even know the terminology. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I do know the terminology. Insurgents to people dying.
There's a Hamas person killed?
It's 1 to 1. It's 1 to 1. I'm saying, look it up. In all wars, when they have wars, usually 2 civilians die to 1 person to 1 insurgent.
You said all wars. It's either all wars or
no. It's higher in other wars. It's a lot higher actually. It's a lot higher actually in other wars.
I was about to say
it's a lot higher in other wars, and this one's the lowest. Exactly. This is the lowest.
Talking about.
And this is the lowest. Israel has killed the lowest civilians to insurgents rate in the history of all wars. That's a fact. You can look those stats up.
That's not true.
That is true. Just because you don't agree to it, that's your problem. That's your problem.
There's wars that have been fought where 0 people have died.
Thank you, Caroline.
When you say stuff like this is the lowest civilian death count ever,
true.
There's wars that have been fought where 0 people have died. So how can this be the least
That's
amount
not a
of
war.
casualties?
Has there a war where 0 people died? Makes
There
sense.
have
That's,
been.
you make it. Then which one? Name it. Which one?
What are you talking about?
You just said it. Which war? Which war?
There have
Say
been
it.
multiple wars before.
Then you
where
said 0
they have
people died. You
declared
hear this
war.
retard say? Then name the war. What's the war that 0 people died? I like to hear it. If you're going to say a statement, then you have to answer the statement that you say. If you can't name the statement that you say, then you're saying bullshit. It's that simple.
Do you want me to get a
Thank
list of
God.
wars? I will literally get the list of wars where 0 people.
0 people died. I want to see it. Because
Alright.
you can't have a war where 0 people died. It's impossible. War, people die. That's how it works. People die during wars. This guy freeze out and run away again. This is what happens when I deal with these simps. They run away? Come on, bro. You got to fix that shitty internet. And I got Comcast. What are we talking about here? I just want to have a conversation with these guys. Every time I go on the internet, I get these guys in the comment section bothering me on Facebook. So I keep trying to get them to come here to YouTube to debate me. They will not do it. How can you call in? It is not a call-in show. I picked this guy for a debate, actually, because he was like going back and forth with me. I don't know what the hell happened to him. It's weird. Let me get rid of this guy. There you go. Maybe I can add him back. I'm gonna send him another invite. Let's see if I can send him an invite. Don't send me. That's funny. Good. Tell that number, Callie. You crazy. Hey, what's up? Yeah, no, I just wanted to have a debate with these people. A lot of these guys who are like pro-Palestinian keep pushing this propaganda. They will never debate you. I had this guy. He's a famous guy named Jacob Burgers, where I found all these guys, and he's this Jewish guy that keeps pushing this propaganda. So I went in his comments. I said, let's have a debate. Every single one of these people, I think half of them are bots. They all have, I click on their profiles, it all says private locked account. I've never seen this before. Every single person that pushes this propaganda has a locked private account. So I've been trying to debate these guys. They won't do it. They won't do it. So that's what I did. I tried to get them back here. We got 25 people up in here, though. We did pretty good. Let's see if I can invite this guy back. How do you do it again? Yeah. Invite guy. Copy link. We're going to try to invite this guy again. I sent him the invite, so if he pops back in, he's more than welcome to debate me. But I just want to have debates with people from now on. I think it's a good thing. People like to. Did you check my comments? Some of them. I was trying to send the guy invite again, so I didn't see some things. Hey, it froze. It's funny, Chester. I thought about the portal guy the other day. That's funny. Yeah, I'm trying to go down the city today. I actually got to go out today, so I might be in the city. Yeah, they are a lot of bots. A lot of them are bots, and I don't understand why Facebook or Instagram doesn't get rid of these people. Like if they had fake private accounts just pushing propaganda, those accounts should be eliminated. That's what I feel like. But they like to push their propaganda. Meta or whatever who owns Facebook, they love putting it out there, and when you want to debate with these people, they just run away. He didn't want to debate me. As soon as he started putting all these parameters and I can't do this, and come on, man, if you want to have a debate, let's debate. Debate people about aliens. That shit is entertaining. No, I'm with that too. I actually have a couple UFO videos. If you go on my profile, to check out my playlist, I got like 4 videos of UFOs. One did a backflip in the fucking air. It's pretty crazy. Oh, what's up? I was having a debate with a simp for Hamas just now. You missed it. He's back, yo. He's back. Here we go. Here we go. Let's do it. He's back. Here's the debate. See if he comes back in. Here we go. What happened to your internet?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what happened to your internet?
What were we talking about, my internet? I'm back. What's up?
I
Where
don't know
were we
what
at?
happened.
I was talking about what? The wars?
Yeah. So if you're going to start a war, my whole thing is like, why is Palestine the only conflict in the world I've ever seen that they started the conflict and then they cry about it online? I don't see Russia crying about what's happening in Ukraine. I don't hear Ukraine crying. I don't hear Congo. I don't hear Sudan, Syria. I don't hear none of these places. It's just people pushing this Palestinian propaganda, and it's evil because I look at the Simpsforhamas as another terrorist organization. You guys are the exact same as the actual terrorists. You just want to push us and destroy the West. You hate democracy. You hate this country, and you want to push these bullshit ideologies. How did that work out in Iran? How are they treated there, the people? They're treated like shit. The women have to dress up like beekeepers. Look at pictures from the 70s till now. It's crazy. And I have no problem with Islam. I have got no problem with it. But it's a cancer of the world, and you can question it. And when you question it, it's like glass. These people shatter. And that's all it is, man. We got to talk about it. This shit goes all the way back to, 622 AD, when Muhammad stole Medina from the Jews. That's when all the problems began. That's when the colonization began. It's that simple. Oh, I know. It tastes good, though, this flavor. It's half blue, though. Yeah. What's up?
Well, listen. Do you know what the Falklands War is?
Yeah.
You know what so that's when the UK and Argentina were fighting, right?
Yeah. Over land that the UK owns.
It probably only lasted a month.
Yeah.
But listen, the only people that died in that war were
people died.
Zero
but people, that's what I'm saying.
Zero,
but people died.
None,
because do you know the Falklands?
No civilians deaths.
But do you know the Falklands? I'm asking you a question. Do you know how small it is? There's not that many people on there. And it's British people. Listen, they evacuated the people. Look up Hadrian.
There were still people that were there.
Great Jewish revolt. Yeah, that's a good one.
Video of civilians being on the streets, giving soldiers water and stuff like that. There were still civilians there. None of them died because both recognized
they evacuated them.
Not all of them.
But they evacuated most of them. That's true. In the Falklands, I know that for a fact.
I don't know the exact number of how many people were evacuated, but thousands of civilians during this. Not everybody's going to leave their home just because you have.
There you go. 3 civilians died in the Falklands War in like a 3-day war.
Look at every hurricane that goes into the Gulf of Mexico. You can go all day like, hey, you guys need to get out here. You're gonna die. There's still gonna be thousands of people who refuse to leave because that's their home.
Yeah, no, I get that. And then they die. So they got the warning.
No civilians died in the fucking war. No civilians died.
There you go in the comment. Yes, it did 3. Look it up.
What, 3?
There you go. It was a 3-day war and 3 civilians died. You said 0 civilians died. So that already that's an L right there. That's
still lower. Even if you found 3, I don't know who this guy is. He says 3 civilians. I don't know for a fact. But even if it was 3 guys, that's still way lower than what you're saying. You said Israel was the lowest civilian kill count ever. That's still way lower than what civilians.
But nobody's talking about. But there's real genocides out here, and you're silent on that. You won't talk about Congo. You won't talk about Sudan or Syria. They're killing Druze, but you don't say nothing.
I've talked about Syria before. You don't know me for sure.
So what do you say about Syria?
The Syrian conflict's starting to wind down. I mean, people are starting to recognize the new government in Syria right now.
They're going after. No, they're not. They're going after Jews, Druze, and Christians. They're being slaughtered like animals by the Muslims in Syria right now. There's videos of them cutting the Druze mustache off, which is like
I'm sure. Right. Well, after
there's video. You see them cutting their mustaches off.
I'm sure there's a lot of political instability in Syria right now. They don't have, and they're fighting to see who's going to be in charge of the whole country since Assad left. But my point here is, you made the claim that this is the lowest civilian deaths of all war. That's just not true.
It is in a conflict like this. I'm saying when you're looking at it,
you shift
civilians
from
to people
war to this conflict.
Yeah, because if you look at the death ratios in other wars, it's usually like 2 or 3 to 1 soldier being killed. It's like 3 civilians to 1. Like they'll kill civilians. They'll bomb a building like America did in Iraq, and 3 civilians will die, but they'll get the guy. And that's how it usually works. But in this war, they're putting out leaflets. They're like, get out of this area. They drop leaflets. We're going to bomb this building. That's why when you see those buildings blowing up, there's a perfect camera angled right there because it's all set up. They know it's coming. So then they can push it on the media so people like you believe the bullshit. That's all it is. People hate Jews. It's true. Most people don't even know that. You know the definition of Zionism?
I don't know. I'm sure Israel has gave notice to some civilians at times.
All of them.
But when they're bombing hospitals, or when they're bombing refugee camps, when they're bombing factories and stuff like that, sweatshops, they're not giving them notice. They're just
they are giving them notice. They say, get the hell out of here. They don't want to leave. Yes, they are.
No, they have not every.
Yeah, for mortars, exactly. And I've
sure
seen
there's
videos of them
examples.
holding their
I'm
kids
sure
up.
they have
We will
some
let all our
examples of that
kids
happening, but
die.
that's just not happening.
But yeah, it is. And they even are proud of their martyrs. I've seen videos of them holding their children up on CNN and say they're proud of their martyrs. They're willing to give their children's lives for this war. So they literally are proud of it. This is part of their religion. Yes.
That never happened.
It is true. It is true.
Ain't no one
Everybody
holding up
knows
their
about
baby
martyrs.
saying, "Hey, I'm glad my baby died for this war." No, nobody's saying
Yeah,
that.
they do. They do. Look it up.
No,
Look
they
up
don't.
martyrs.
No,
Yes, they do.
don't. I'm not
They
gonna
think
look
they'll
up
get
nothing.
72
They don't do
virgins
that.
if they blow themselves up.
I'm not
It's
wasting my
true.
time like that.
It's true.
No,
Yes, it's
no.
true. It is true.
No,
Just
it's
because
not
you
true.
don't believe it, that doesn't mean because you're brainwashed.
I
You
know
don't
you are,
believe
but
it.
what am I?
That's so stupid.
Like,
Whatever
this is
sticks
what-
to me
this is-
bounces. I'm made of glue. Whatever bounces on me sticks to you. That shit's
That's what I'm
corny, bro.
saying. Like, this is a circle right now. It's not going nowhere.
But Hamas uses human shields. That's a fact. They use human shields. They hide behind children, and then they start a war. I've never seen a war where they hide behind children and then they have video cameras set up there. And I've never seen a war where they stage incidents. They put blood on themselves. I see kids who are in cars crying because they're hungry. Same ones on a line, and they're taking pictures. They put that picture on Time Magazine with a staged
Where
picture.
have you seen this?
All over the internet. All
All
over.
over. Where at?
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. It's everywhere. It's not hard to find. But if you could believe one side
So
because you hate you.
This is your sources.
Yeah, I see the
YouTube,
videos. Real videos.
Facebook,
4K
and
videos.
Instagram.
They don't lie. 4K
YouTube,
videos
Facebook,
don't lie.
and Instagram.
Yeah, they don't lie. I've seen
They
the
don't
video.
lie.
Yeah.
Instagram don't lie. Facebook don't lie.
When people film actual videos of people setting up camera shots and people running like they're running, and then they put fake explosion videos in the back. You're telling me there's no such thing as Hollywood or Gaza wood? Look up the term Gaza wood.
I could post a video of civilians dying, and it could be from a war 5 years ago. You wouldn't know the difference.
Exactly. They're doing that too. Yeah, that's another thing. There's a guy who was in Yemen who's starving. He has like a disease. They took a picture of that guy and they said he was dying in Gaza. He was starving in Gaza.
This is why. Listen.
Hollywood. Exactly.
This is why you don't get your information from the sources you're talking. I don't get all my information from YouTube. I'm not getting all my information from Facebook. I'm not getting all my information from
You don't even know what Zionism is.
You know why? Because people lie. You just said it yourself. Somebody posted a video of
a 4K video of them setting up a shot. But a 4K video, listen. But a 4K video of them setting up a shot. A 4K video of them setting up a shot and people smearing blood on themselves, acting like they're hurt or injured, or even carrying around fake babies in towels, acting like they died, is bullshit. They do that in Gaza. Everybody knows that.
How am I supposed to know? Where's your proof?
Free parking, baby. Free the Palestinians from the Hamas.
You got it from Facebook. So how am I supposed to know that's true?
Because I see them setting up the shots. There's plenty of it. Look up Hollywood.
Okay,
it's
but how
everywhere.
do you not know it was for all you know, it's a production company.
How do you think it's real?
Then why show or something? You won't know that because you're only getting your information from Facebook.
No, because I see them. They even have training camps like the
Hitler
Youth.
on the ground in Israel?
I've seen videos of people on the ground in Israel who I'm friends with. Yes.
You've seen of smearing blood on their face.
Yeah.
From your friends.
From people I know who've been there, and it's called Hollywood. Everybody knows.
And they filmed that and sent it to you.
Yeah, they put unalive devices in front of kids and toys and dolls.
Bro. I'm calling your bullshit.
Do it all the time.
It never happened.
It does happen. It does happen.
You don't know anybody that's filmed anything like that. You went to Facebook or Instagram, like you said. You've seen a couple videos with a caption on them.
That's
and
what
you were like, I'm gonna take this at face value. That's what you did right now.
You just took that video we were in the conversation with and you act like Israel did it. You didn't even in your mind. Listen, in your mind, can I speak? In your mind, when you see videos like that, Israel's automatically guilty because you don't like Jews. Be honest about it. You don't even know the definition of Zionism. That's what I've been asking you. What's the definition of Zionism?
What do you mean I don't like Jews?
What's the definition of Zionism? You can't answer that, can you?
I don't like Jews. Stop
answer the question. It's just one question.
You're flipping it to something else.
Because this is important. This is important.
What do you mean?
Because you don't know what it means. Zionism means, I'm going to explain to you what it means. Zionism means that Israel has a right to exist.
I want you to
nothing more,
what do you mean?
Nothing less.
What do you mean? By when you say I hate Jews, what do you mean? Don't give me a definition of Zionism.
Instead of saying Jews, you say Zionist when you don't even know the definition of the term.
I haven't said the word Zionist once this whole time. So what are you
Not this time, but in conversations. I guarantee you push it.
In my comments, I haven't said it at all.
A lot of you guys do. See, the definition of Zionism just means that Israel has
Why
a
you
right.
give me
You
the
believe,
definition of
so do you
Zionism?
believe
You didn't
Israel
answer
has
my
a right
question.
to
How do you
exist?
know I hate Jewish people?
Does Israel have a right to exist?
Yes.
There you go. So that's it. You're a Zionist. You're a Zionist. If you think Israel has a
Okay.
yes, that's all
I'm a
Zionism
Zionist.
means.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah,
Because
that's all it means.
because I believe in sovereignty.
Yeah, that's what Israel is. Israel's a nation, and they're being attacked by terrorists. What should they
So is
do?
Palestine.
No, it's not. It's not a country.
They
It's a
have longer
territory in
history.
Israel.
Yes,
It's not
they
a
are.
country. They're
They've been
not.
yes.
It's
Over
not a
100
country.
something.
It's a territory.
Over 100 countries around this world recognize Palestine. They are a country.
And those countries have Muslims coming in. What's going on in Australia right now? All the
I
grapes.
get it. Your
What
problem
about Europe?
isn't.
What about Europe right now?
Hamas. Your
How's
problem
Europe
is
doing right
Muslims.
now? The number
Are
one
you
name
saying
in
that?
the number one name in the UK is Muhammad. How's that working out for the UK? They
Are
have these young girls
how
getting
we
raped
shifting?
all
How
over.
do we
Because
shift? This is
Islam's
what
a
I'm saying. This
cancer.
is where it comes from. This is where it stems from. You know,
From
it's
the
not
cancer
about
Islam.
Hamas. You're worried about Muslims immigrating and taking over
I'm
the world.
worried about radical Muslims. Yes. I'm worried
you,
about radical Muslims. They shouldn't be in this
all
country.
Muslims are radical.
I think
You just made
25
fun of
no,
Muhammad.
25. So listen, if there's 3 billion Muslims and 25% of them are radical, that's like 300 million people that are radical Muslims. So that's crazy. It's a crazy ideology. Muhammad was not a good person. Why should we follow a PDF file that was a murdering, colonizing warlord caravan robber who never did anything good besides die like a filthy dog? There's nothing good about that guy.
Do you know
What's good
how
about
many
him?
Do you know how many different interpretations of the Quran there is?
Yeah, exactly. They say there's one. You just proved that point. They say there's one, and there's millions of them. I know that. There's
Do
the
you know how
Egyptian
many
one,
different
Hafs.
versions of the Bible there is?
Yeah, but they're not claiming there's one Bible. Nobody said that. All Muslims
That's
say
a
there's
lie.
one Quran. No, that's not a lie. They don't. It's all different versions.
Ask your local Protestants
I have.
if there's one Bible.
They say no. There's different.
No,
there's
they
different
will. They'll
versions.
be like, oh no, actually, this is the only Bible there is.
No, they say that all of them. There might
they
be
do.
differences in them, but
That's
it all
one of the
means the same thing. It's all the same book.
That
Yes.
is one of the major parts of Protestantism.
That's
They
the
believe
problem
the
with
book they
Islam.
have.
Islam
They
says
believe
there's
that-
one, but Islam says there's
believe
one
that-
Quran, and there's
they
not.
believe
There's
that
many of them.
They believe that the version of their Bible is the only real version of the Bible.
Hot salami and bacon, my brother.
That's what they believe. That's what Protestants believe. I'm sure there's other Muslims out there that have different versions of the Bible that say the same thing. Like, this is the only
Muslims-
version of my Quran.
They copy the Bible. They copy the Bible. They hate the Jews, but they say they're the cousins of the Jews. They don't even know who the first Muslim was. Was it Muhammad? Was it Abraham? Who was it? Or was it Moses? Which one's the first Muslim? Because they keep saying, oh, Moses was the first Muslim. Oh, Muhammad's the first Muslim. Oh, Abraham.
Because
it's not true. It's all lies.
Depending on your denomination of Islam,
Islam
you're
was
going to
invented
have
in
different
622.
interpretations of the Quran. That's just not. Christians do that. Hindus
20
do
versions.
that. This ain't new.
But Christians don't want the world to be brainwashed by Christianity. They want to conquer the world. Muslims
That's
do.
not true, because they're trying to push Christianity in schools on us. So what are you talking
That's
about?
not true. They're pushing Islam in schools. I know that for a fact.
They
I
are
had a
literally
daughter.
putting the 10 Commandments in schools right now. I don't know what you mean. They're definitely trying to do the same thing.
And they're also trying to make prayer rooms for Muslim students.
Ability to kill as many people.
The
But I'm
same.
telling you, if there was a Christian state, a completely Christian theology, then yeah, they'd probably.
What does Islam say about the
They'd probably be
infidels?
killing Muslims.
What does the Islam
So
say
what?
about the infidels? What does Islam say about the infidels?
What denomination?
No, just what does Islam say about infidels?
What denomination? Be more
It says
specific.
you must kill them, you must make them either convert or you make them pay the jizya. That's it. That's how it works. It's not a peaceful religion.
What denomination, though? That's what I'm saying. Which ones?
All of them. They want to colonize the world. Yeah,
that's a lie. Because not all.
Do you think Islam's going to take over the world eventually?
You what?
You think Islam's going to take over the world eventually?
I think you do.
I'm worried about it. I'm worried about crazy Muslims who are willing to unalive people in the name of Muhammad. Yeah, I'm worried about that. I think everybody should be worried about that.
I feel like people have been saying that shit since the 80s.
Absolutely, Caroline.
Right? You're not saying anything new here, bro. They haven't taken over yet.
Look what's happening in Europe. Look what's happening in Europe. They have rape gangs in the UK where they're going after women, little girls, and they're getting them addicted to drugs. And they were saying that's not true, and then they proved it to be true. That guy Tommy, I forget his name, Tommy. He's from the UK, and they said he's a liar, he's racist, and they proved everything he said to be factually true. That there is grape gangs going around there. They do go every country that has Muslims come in. Why did the grape rate increase? Why does it keep going up? Because that's part of their culture.
Can
It's
I
not
ask you
good.
something? Can I ask you something?
Tommy Robinson, thank you.
Do you
Thank you,
believe
Stephanie.
do you believe there's a racism problem in America?
I think there's racism all over the world, but I
No, I'm
think
saying
Muslims are
I'm not asking. I'm saying, does America have a racism problem?
not as bad as Islamic countries.
But you think America has a racism problem? Yes.
But there's no segregation like there is in Islamic countries, and slavery
So
is
if
still
I'm playing
practiced.
nothing but racist videos all day, like if I'm posting all that shit and I'm being real loud about it, and that's all you're seeing 24/7, wouldn't you get the perception of, well, maybe America is a very racist country?
I would question it.
You would question it, yeah?
Yeah, I would go out and I live in a black neighborhood. I'm like
Yeah, I
the only
believe it.
whitehead in
No,
this
I'm just
neighborhood.
giving you an
Seriously,
analogy. I mean, I'm just
I'm
giving
being
you an
serious.
analogy.
I'm the only white person in my neighborhood. Like,
I believe
ask
you.
people who've been to my house. I'm the only white guy in my neighborhood, and I've seen racism come from black people, white people. Everybody can be racist. That's my point. But genuinely, people are
I'm
good
just giving you
people.
an analogy here. I'm not making a point about racism. I'm giving you an analogy here. I'm saying here is, if all you're seeing 24/7, because you also have to recognize, all these Facebook algorithms. Facebook also owns Instagram. No matter where you go online, that algorithm's tailored. If you watch a video for a while, it's gonna recommend you the same type of videos.
I agree. I agree with that.
So if all you're seeing is these negative videos about a certain group of people 24/7, you're going to start to develop a perception that these people are terrible, that these
Yeah,
people
like
need to
how
be stopped, that these
exactly like the
people need to be
Jews.
exiled. That's the perception you'll gain. So when you're
That's the
telling me stuff
perception you
like,
have on the Jews,
"Hey,
right?
I'm getting this stuff from Instagram, I'm getting this stuff from Facebook," this was tailored by algorithm, spoon fed to you, and you're eating it up.
Oh, what's up, Philly Ghost? I do remember you. I met him at a concert. I went to that concert. I met him there. Sorry about that.
You, you get what I'm saying? You believe if these algorithms are tailored to keep showing you the same type of content over and over and over again, you're going to get that perception. You're not
That's
going to have a clear view of what's
susceptible
happening.
people. Yes, susceptible people. Absolutely, I
That's
agree
not.
with you.
It doesn't matter how smart you are, how great you are. If you see something enough times, you're going to start to believe it. It's simple psychology. It's just period. Even if you don't believe it at first, if you keep seeing it over and over and over again, you're going to start to develop some type of connection there. That's just what's going to happen. So
I
when
agree.
come to me and you're saying that, hey, I see these videos on Facebook, I see these videos on Instagram, like, I mean, yeah, you're probably seeing them because you watched one or you commented on one, and then now Facebook's like, well,
Because I want to see what's the no.
he
Because I
really
want to
likes
see what's going on.
he really likes to interact with this type of content, so we should show him this content a lot more. So they
I
start
agree.
showing you a lot more of that content. You start seeing it a lot more. So you develop this view of like, well, must be how it is. That's just not true. It's
I
been
think that's
given
how
to
it
you.
works with the Simpsforhamas too. They keep pushing this anti-Jewish and like Israel wants to colonize the world. You ever see how small Israel is? It's
But
like the
you learned
smallest
that from
country.
Facebook.
But I know the truth that Arabs are only native to Arabia, and everywhere else they fucking stole it. That's a fact.
This guy's just
Everybody knows that. Egypt used to believe
this
in the
can't be a
Pharaoh,
fictitious analogy.
but it's true.
This can't be
Egypt believed in the
this
Pharaoh,
can't be a
and now they
fallacy.
believe in Muhammad. How did that happen?
I'm talking to
Peacefully?
Dimitri real quick. This can't be a fallacy when it's true. Like
It's not.
that's
It is
how
true.
algorithms work. That's
I'm
how
telling you.
algorithms work.
No, I get
Like
that.
they're like, if you're on Facebook and Instagram and you're interacting with this content, they're going to show you more of this content. That's all you're going to
I
see, and
agree.
that's the perception you're going to get.
But there's also this content being pushed out like anti-Israel on you got to admit this, and if you go in a lot of these chats and click on the comments that are really anti-Israeli, how come all of them have private locked accounts? Every one of them. Because there's a lot of bots. There's a lot
There
of
is,
bots involved. And,
but for
and and they need to be removed immediately.
I've seen just as many bots for your side too. It's not an
I would love to
exclusive
see it.
Israel problem. There's people in foreign states that see, not just foreign states. This is my this is my tin foil hat theory. I believe there's people here in America that be farming these interactions in the comments themselves. They get paid for that themselves, whether it's a lobby somewhere or some psyop, whatever. I believe that.
Thank you, C. Chester.
But that's on both sides. You're going to see Republican bots down in every CNN comment, and you're going to see Democratic bots down in every Fox News comment. That's just how the internet works now, and that's
But I
more of
click
a
on the
reason.
names. I click on them.
That's true. That it doesn't really matter. You're not going to be able to tell. Like you say they're all private. Sometimes
They all have
you click on a
private
bot.
locked accounts. They're all locked.
Sometimes
all of them.
Sometimes what they be doing, they'll take somebody's actual account, they'll hack it, they'll change the password, take it over, and then make
that's
it into
awesome.
a bot account.
Yeah. But
so it looks like a real account. So what I'm saying here is you can't rely on Facebook. You can't rely on
Absolutely.
Instagram.
No, I agree. That's why I check different sources.
To get a clear view of what's happening in Gaza. You can't.
Neither can you. And neither can you. That works for you too.
I can only rely on people who have credibility, people who actually have boots on the ground.
Yeah.
I can't rely on a Twitter video. I can't believe it. You can post that video from 10 years ago, and
I'll show you a guy.
You said that. So when
there's a guy called Sammy Yahoo. Did you ever hear of Sammy Yahoo?
I think I've heard the name said before.
So Sammy goes to Israel, and he's been on the ground, and they said they were starving over there. That's one thing. He was over there. There's a video of him walking around all the food, and I've never heard of any other war where you're in a war, but the people you're in a war with, you're feeding them. It makes no fucking sense. But Sammy walks around with video cameras showing all the pallets of food, and there's videos of Hamas stealing the food. But everybody keeps blaming Israel. If you're feeding these people, there's nothing you can do with these people. All they know how to do is cause destruction and war. And that's all they want. They don't want peace with Israel. Israel keeps offering them a state. All right, let's end the war. You could have Palestine. You could be recognized. Two-state solution. They don't want it. They keep rejecting it. So if they really wanted peace, why do they keep rejecting the two-state solution option that's been handed to them like 20 fucking times on a silver fucking platter?
They flip-flopped about that.
No, it's them. They don't want peace.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
No, that's not true. What will happen is they'll push when one side, whether it's Israel or Hamas, not Hamas, well, Palestine, Hamas, whatever you want to call it, when they get pushed that solution, this is what happens. They're like, all right, I want to agree to that solution, and then one side will either bomb the other, or they'll attack the other, and then they immediately pull out. That's been a cycle for the last 50 years.
Who started all the conflict?
One side will be like, hey, I want a two-state solution. The other side will bomb them, and then they'll be like, well, I don't want a two-state solution no more. And then they have then the UN and all these diplomats have to try to convince both sides to come together again for a two-state solution. Like, this has been a thing for decades now. Whether it's been
why did they reject it in 1947, 1948, 1963, 1964, 1967, 1973, 1983? 1994, 2000, 2005. They reject the offer all the time. Have you ever read their charter?
Two-state solution.
But have you read the charter? Have you read their charter?
The current one?
No. Have you read their initial charter? What does it say?
No, I have. I don't. I'm sure I've seen it before, but I can't recall it off the top of my head right now.
They want Israel. They want the destruction of Israel. That's why they chant from the river to the sea. And these people are dangerous. And that's the problem. I've been to these colleges. You know what? So I'm from Philadelphia.
When did they start saying that?
They've been saying that.
No, I'm saying, when did it start?
After October 7th, it was planned, like October 8th, right away.
No, I'm not talking about the war. I'm talking about from the Israel to
at colleges. I'm telling you, from me being in Philadelphia, on the ground, in colleges like the University of Pennsylvania, these protests sprung up October 8th.
When did they start chanting that saying?
October 8th.
They've been saying that before October.
When I'm saying from when I've witnessed it, it started the day after they committed a genocide. What could they do? And they play victims. You don't commit a genocide and then your population increases and then you cry genocide. It makes no sense.
That's the thing. Their population hasn't increased, period. That's just not true. Their
It is
population
true.
hasn't
It is
increased.
true. You can
No,
check
it's
those
not.
numbers out.
Leave
Yes,
me
it
a
is.
single thing that says that. Leave me an actual
Google.
credit, not on
Google.
Facebook,
Anybody
not
in
on
the comment
Instagram, not a
section, can you go
screenshot.
check out the
Leave
numbers
me
of
anywhere that
Palestine?
says their population has increased.
Anybody
Leave
in
me
the comment,
anything.
listen to me.
No,
Anybody in the
somebody in
comment
the
section,
comments, yeah,
simply
look
go
it
on
up.
Google
Give
and
me a
type in
credible
"Has
thing.
Palestinians population
That hasn't
increased since
happened. This
2003
lost
or
over
2023?"
600,000
Look
people
it up.
since the war. More than
Because of
that.
because of the inbreeding
I'm
birth
just
rates.
talking about. What do you say?
The inbreeding birth rates. That's
The
why their
inbreed birth rates.
population.
Okay. This
Yeah,
is what I'm
they're the
saying. When you
most.
say stuff
What do
like
you mean?
that,
Yeah,
you
so
sound
no.
unhinged.
No. So if you go on Google and type in "where do the most inbred people live on the planet," where do you think it's going to tell you?
Alabama.
Right, North Africa and the Middle East, wherever Islam spread, they're allowed to marry their first cousins. This is part of their religion. It's a fact.
There has not been a population increase in Gaza. There hasn't.
It has.
No, it hasn't.
I've looked at the stats. Trust
I
me,
don't
I've
care what you've
researched
looked
this.
at. You're
Yes.
wrong. There hasn't been a population
Why?
increase.
Because you say it's wrong? Where's your proof?
Because
I
I know
have
for
proof.
a fact. I know. I am so.
You don't know
I
for a
am
fact.
so
Their population has
confident with this.
increased.
Literally, anybody in the comments, find me a single actual
And another
source
thing
that
is,
says that.
how come I see women that weigh 300 pounds and all these fat asses walking around Gaza, but they say they're starving? I see people that gain weight in pictures and they say they're starving. Make sense.
Where
How
have
can you
you
be
seen
starving
this?
if you weigh
Where do you see this?
400 pounds? All
Where
over,
do you see this?
all over the news. Look at these fat mothers holding their daughters that
The
are sick.
news doesn't post
They have these
anything
fat
like that. So
fucking
where are you
arms. I've
finding
seen
this?
the videos. The videos of them
Where
holding
have you seen the
children.
videos?
Look at a mother. All over
Where's she?
Facebook. The same
On
videos. The same
Facebook.
videos
Okay,
you
there
see.
you go. That's what I was waiting for.
Or I could look at a news source. I'll look at. All right, so Time Magazine. Time Magazine. How about that? Is that credible?
Link me the video. Link me
How
the
about
article.
New York Times?
I'm actually subscribed, so link me the video to Time Magazine showing.
Al Jazeera always shows it. He's right. There we go, Stephanie. Al Jazeera always shows a fat woman holding a sick baby. I don't understand. I've seen it with my eyes. You've never seen a fat woman holding a sick baby in Gaza?
Show me the article. Don't just say it. Show me it. I want to see it. Don't just
in the
say
comments. I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you. You're my messenger. I'll get it for you. I guarantee you. I'll get it for you.
All right.
And I'll show you the population increases.
We'll even have a second discussion about it. Maybe tomorrow or the day after that if you want to. We can.
I'll tell you one thing right now, though. For you actually debating me and doing this, I give you props. You know how many people are scared to actually have a conversation with me? Like they just don't want to do it. You know what I mean? That guy Jacob Berger. You know Jacob Berger?
No,
you know who that guy is? So Jacob Berger is a Jewish guy that is a Simpsforhamas, basically. He's like anti-Israel and he pushes propaganda. And I dealt with him. He's actually wrote me on Telegram because he was upset what I wrote him. But he won't debate me. He asked me for money. He said, "You want to debate me? How much? How are we going to do this? How much can you go give me for it?" Like, I got to give you money to have a debate with you? It's fucking corny. You should be able to talk about it. If you're pushing the propaganda, you should talk about it.
When you come up to people,
there you go, right there. The population since 04 to 24 has doubled. Look it up. That's a fact.
Again, I'm going to stop. I'm going to say that again. Show me the population increase since the war has started. Don't just say, "Hey, the population has doubled."
I'll show you in the comments. I'll show you.
Listen, I can say since 2001, America's obesity rate has fallen. There are no fat people anymore. I mean, that's not true. Obviously, there's a lot of fat people, but I can say it if I want to. Doesn't mean it's true. Show me the link. Like everybody in the comments right now, don't just start saying it
because it's easy to find. It's very easy. It's very easy to find. It's very easy to find.
Then it should be very easy to show it. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm just saying the same amount of noise that you make for Palestine.
So we can discuss it.
But also the same amount of noise you guys make for Palestine all the time. I never understood why you guys never talk about Congo, where there's like 500,000 people dying every year. Children. Nobody says.
I'm stoned for smoking a vape. That guy's crazy. Anyway, what were you saying? The Congo, Yemen? Is that where you're getting on again?
Yeah, I'm saying if you guys talk about this conflict so much, you're always talking about Palestine. A lot of these people talk about Palestine, and there's so little people dying compared to other wars that nobody speaks about. And I don't get it. It's hypocrisy at its finest, I think. I think that people are picking and choosing, and I believe this is the most truest statement that I ever said. No Jews, no news. So you don't hear about those Christians being murdered in Iraq.
How long did the war in Iraq last?
The Iraqi war, which one?
The U.S. and Iraq. I assume that's where you got your numbers from. How many civilians died? That's the most recent conflict.
The most recent
How long did that last?
You could that lasted probably from 2003 to, because I know it started after 9/11. 2002, 2003 to like 2017 or 16, something like that.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
That's a long time to be killing people.
that's what
The
Google
Israel
says.
war,
Says
this
man,
war in
yes,
Gaza
but I
hasn't
just
went
look it
on
up.
that long. So when you're giving me numbers like, oh, X amount of children have died in this war, that's over a decade of killing. This conflict hasn't lasted that long.
Yeah, but when they're going to war, I'm saying they're just targeting the bad guy, America. America sees the bad guys in that building, blow it the fuck up. Israel, I've never seen a war where they drop leaflets. Get out of here. Leave. They have announcements. They call. I seen there's a famous video of them calling the guy in the building. Get out of the building. We're going to drop a bomb. And the one guy's like,
Did you say
no.
you've never seen a war where they drop pamphlets?
Not like this. I've never seen them tell people to leave certain areas like this in a war. I've
That's
never seen
to me,
America do
that's
it.
just not
I've
true.
never
They do
seen it.
that all
I've
the
never
time.
seen it. Then what? Give me an example of one.
That's not true. We did that in Iraq.
When? I've never heard of it.
We did that in Iraq. We dropped pamphlets. We went on doors knocking on people to tell them to evacuate. Like that's what you do in a war when there's civilians around. If
I'm
you're actually a good country or whatever, you usually tell the civilians, hey, we're about to come through this area. You might want to get the fuck out the way, or you might die. That's a common thing in war. That's not nothing new. That's not exclusively an Israeli
Yeah, but
thing.
this war is different because they purposely hide among civilians. They have tunnels underneath the
That's not
civilians.
new either.
It is true. There's more.
I said that's not
The
new.
tunnel system. If I'm saying their tunnel system's almost as big as the train system in Manhattan. That's fucking crazy, yo. And none of those
That's
people,
not
if you cared about your civilians, why don't
we
they
were
bring
in
them in the
Iraq,
tunnels?
they did the same thing. ISIS has done the same thing. Al Qaeda has done the same thing. And
They
when
did it
we
in
were in
caves. Al
Iraq,
Qaeda caves.
when we were in Iraq and we bombed hospitals, we got the same flack for doing that.
No, it's not
Because
like Israel. It's not like no way, dude. Half the
yes,
time when America goes to war and I hear them do, I've never heard this much people crying because of
they
Israel.
were trying to try U.S. soldiers for war crimes,
Then
and we shut that shit
then
down.
why am I poor and I live in the hood? Where's my Israeli money? Give me that
I don't know what you're
motherfucking
talking about.
check.
They tried to because we shut that shit down. We weren't going to let some independent agency throw our soldiers in jail. This is
I
not going to
understand
happen
that.
because we're America. But that's nothing new. What you're saying when it's still bad when you're out here bombing hospitals, it's still bad.
You shouldn't
That's
have a
not
command center under a
when
hospital.
you're saying Hamas is hiding among civilians.
Yeah.
That's not a new part of war.
There's videos. I have
That's not a
videos.
new
I can
war
show you
strategy.
videos of them
We've
going in
dealt that in
preschool.
the other countries have dealt with the same problems in the past and have managed to avoid destroying every single thing in sight.
Yeah, but they don't rig preschools up with explosives. These other wars,
This
these
is
other
what I'm saying.
countries.
We're talking about hiding among civilians, and then you
Yeah.
shift to raping people. I'm talking about one thing right now. I don't know.
You just said hiding among
You're coming
civilians,
out
and then
left field with some
you
stuff,
brought
and
up schools and
it's
hospitals.
whiplash. It's all
You
whiplash.
just brought up schools and hospitals, and I'm telling you that they're hiding among them, and there's bombs rigged in weapons in
I
these
did bring up
places. I can
schools.
show
I'm
you
saying
videos of
that's
that.
not a new problem in warfare. That's
In
not
war like this, purposely hiding among civilians, that is pretty new.
War like this isn't new. This isn't a new war.
I mean, the only thing similar I could say possibly would be Vietnam because they had tunnels, but nothing like this. This tunnel system is crazy, man. Same thing with what they did in Hezbollah has a lot of tunnels too. They all have tunnels. That's what they do. The military hides in tunnels underneath civilians. This is a fact. Even when they had America bomb one place over there, I think it might have been a hospital. There was a command center right underneath the hospital. That's where that guy, fuck his name, that fat dude who was the boss of Hezbollah, he was hiding under a hospital. That's how they killed him. They knew he was under there. So that proves my
Listen,
point
if
right there
Israel, I'm
alone.
telling you right now, it would be one thing if Israel like bombed one hospital or two hospitals, and
You sound like a
then they
simp for Hamas in
apologized
the
and they're
comment
like,
section.
"Hey, we messed up. We didn't mean to hit those hospitals. My bad." But that's not what happens.
No, they say there's a command center and they show it, and they say that's why we hit it. They
Exactly. They
explain
say
it.
there's a command center and then they show it. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's what I just said earlier.
So you
The
don't think that's true?
the whole concept of hiding among civilians that's happened since World War II. This is a new concept, and the countries have still managed to try to mitigate the damage caused to civilians.
But
That's always
usually
been,
in wars,
that's always been at
militaries
the
are in
forefront of
uniforms.
warfare for a very long time.
Yeah, but
This
usually
isn't a
in wars,
new.
they have their
This isn't a
uniforms
new
on.
type of warfare that's been going on. We've
Yeah, but
dealt with this
usually in
stuff
wars, they
before,
have
and we have
their
managed to
uniforms on, and they
mitigate as much
identify
as
as
possible
soldiers.
civilian damage.
They're
It's
purposely
not that
hiding among
civilians.
children.
It's not that Israel have been killing civilians. It's that Israel has been discriminated. I can't say the word right now. I'm so.
You said discriminate.
They
I know
have
you're going to say
been
discriminate killing
indiscriminated
civilians.
with
Then
killing
tell me
civilians.
this. So how many of those people that died in Gaza are terrorists, and how many of them are civilians?
I don't know. I can't.
No,
do
because you're going to
background
say they're
checks.
all
I can't do a
civilians. That's the
background
numbers
check
they
if
put
I'm not
out there.
there. I'm sorry, man. I'm not. I can't tell you the ratio of civilian to terrorists. I'm sure there's a lot
Exactly.
smarter
That's why it's
people
fight back
than us
fake
that
news.
know.
You're right. It did start in Vietnam. That's what I was saying. The tunnel system and fighting like that started in Vietnam, and you're right. So it's happened in other wars, but not on this level
Are
where
you
so many
saying
people
okay? That's a
concentrated.
perfect example. Are you
It's
saying what the
never been
U.S.
in this
did?
level.
Stop, real quick. Let me say this. Are you saying that what the U.S. did in Vietnam was okay?
No.
So when we went on scorched earth campaigns, was that okay? When we're burning whole villages down looking for Viet Cong, was that okay?
No, I think it was stupid.
That's what Israel is doing right now.
No, they're
Yes,
trying to
it
get
is.
their.
They're
So you're
saying
not.
they're saying
They're trying to get
they're
their
saying that
hostages back and kill the terrorists.
they're saying that there are terrorists hiding among civilians.
Yes,
So we have
that's a
to
fact.
go in there and destroy that area. That is
We
no
have to
different.
get rid of the terrorists
That is
and
no
make sure.
different than the U.S. Stop. That's no
It's
different
very
than
different.
the
It is. It's
That is
very
no
different.
different.
It's very
Let me
different.
finish.
You
Let me
said
make
that
my
scorched.
point.
No, there's
Let
different.
me make
Scorched earth and
stop.
telling
Let me
people to
make
leave.
my
That's
point. Let
different.
me make
That's
my point.
different.
I'm
But
gonna let
that's
you
different
finish.
though.
But Beyonce had the best music video of all time, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, Israel is doing nothing different than what we did in Vietnam. They're saying that there are civilians among. They're saying that there are terrorists among civilians.
That's
So
a
we
fact.
have to bomb these places. That's no
Exactly.
different than what the U.S. said. We said there are Viet Cong among civilians. We can't tell them apart. So we have to go in there, scorched earth campaign, and burn the whole village
But that's
down.
not what Israel's not doing. Scorched earth. They're
They
telling people to
are.
leave,
That's
and they
literally
drop
what
more.
it
No,
is.
I can prove it. They've
Just
dropped
because they're
more
not
bombs than people
just
died.
because they're not dropping napalm and throwing out flamethrowers,
But
don't
they
mean
no,
nothing.
just
Still,
because you're not.
they
Can
are
I speak?
destroying everything in sight, so they can get Hamas hiding
And
among
the
civilians.
Simpforhamas
No
over
different what the
here
U.S. did in
is probably a
Vietnam.
colonized Arab Muslim who believes in a PDF file named Muhammad.
That is no different than what we did in Vietnam.
No, it's very different because in Vietnam they didn't tell people to leave. They just bombed everything. That's called scorched earth. Destroy everything.
We did
just
tell
like in
people to leave
Dresden,
Vietnam.
just like in the U.S. did in Dresden, just like the U.S. did in Japan when they firebombed discriminately.
Hey,
that's different than saying they didn't tell the people leave when they dropped it. No, they did not. They didn't. When they dropped the fucking bomb in Hiroshima, they didn't tell shit to people. Those people were outside celebrating.
They dropped
bombed the shit out of them. It's
when
different.
Yes, they dropped millions of pamphlets before we bombed those
fuck.
cities. You do know that, right?
Yeah, my phone's dying almost. I gotta get a battery charged real quick.
Well, that's my point. My point here is like we did drop pamphlets before we dropped the atomic bombs. I hope you do know that.
Yes. In a minute, yeah. Yeah.
Like we gave advance notice before we dropped the atomic bombs. I hope you know.
No, we did not. We did not give any warning. They did. No, they didn't.
Sir,
show me the proof.
We did.
Show me the proof.
So I'll show you the proof right now, bro. Right?
Yes. Show me that they warned them. They did not warn them.
I'll be right back. I'm about to text you right now. But
they didn't do it. They didn't warn these people. Israel's warning them, telling them to get out. How do you think they had the cameras faced? Listen, how did they have those cameras facing those buildings when they dropped the bomb?
We warned people
how is it filming so perfectly? How did they have that angle so perfectly, these terrorists? They had that camera set up. They know where the bomb's going to hit. They fucking know. So it's set up. Look at all these explosions. The camera's set up perfectly. And the same people you're saying that are journalists, I have videos of those journalists shooting rockets in Israel. So how the fuck are they not terrorists? Terrorists with a video camera, it's not a journalist.
Again, I don't know where you're showing. When you say that, you said
I got the video. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
I don't know whether it's true or not. I don't know.
It's a video. I have a video of that journalist who died recently, who they're saying is a journalist, shooting rockets in Israel. I had that video. I'll send it to you.
I don't know about that.
I'll send it to you. I just said I have the video. I will send it to you.
I'm making the point that this is no different than what we did in Vietnam.
No, because nobody, all these people who cry about wars, They just care. They just have a problem because it's Israel. That's all it is. They have a problem because it's Israel. They don't care about Congo, like I said. They don't care about fucking Muslims slaughtering Christians in Syria or the Druze. Nobody talks about it. I seen videos where like, who are the Druze? Like, they don't even know nothing about this shit because it's Israel. People hate Jews and they love to blame Jews. Jews are the biggest scapegoats in the world.
So the
When you
whole
got
world
problems, you
hates
blame
Jewish
Jews.
people?
Most people, yeah, because they've been brainwashed. The
Over
Muslims
100
hate them
countries
and the
in this
Nazis
whole
hate them.
world that have condemned Israel. It hasn't been 100 countries. I'm exaggerating a bit. But all these countries in the world who are condemning
These countries
Israel
are inviting
for
Muslims
the
into their
treatment of
countries. Are they doing
civilians
good?
in Gaza
The
right now.
same countries that are condemning Israel have a whole bunch of Muslims coming to their countries, and they're catering to those Muslims to condemn Israel. How are those
Muslim
countries' rape
immigration.
rates doing?
Listen,
No,
Muslim
Europe
immigration isn't new.
is terrible in Europe. What do you think's happening in Germany and England and Spain? They're having great women are being attacked. They're being assaulted. They're destroying Europe as we speak. Islam
Right,
is
they're
not good.
destroying
Everywhere it goes,
Europe.
it's not good.
So all these.
Yeah.
So what are you
So they
making?
got
This doesn't
the
make
number
sense.
one name
So
in the
you're
UK
saying
is Muhammad. The
you're
number
saying
one
that
name
all
in
these
the UK
Muslims are
is
going to
Muhammad now.
England
They
and
destroyed.
the UK. You're saying that all the, let me get this straight. You're saying that all these people are going to Europe right now, destroying Europe,
Yes.
causing all this rape, causing all this murder.
All you got to do is
But
look up the
Europe is
rape
still,
rates. All you got to do is
but
look up
Europe,
before immigration,
but Europe
after.
hates Israel.
Yeah, they do hate Israel.
Do
And
you get what
they're
I'm saying
kissing ass,
here?
and the
So
liberals kiss their ass. All the people that are, they want terrorists coming in our countries, and they want illegals coming here. But all the people that want them coming here live in rich mansions and have picket fences, so they don't live with them. People like me have to deal with the bullshit. That's the problem. They don't deal with the bullshit. They want
what's
people
the
in this
reason?
country, but they
What's
don't.
the
But they don't
reason?
want to do because they like to look like the liberals like to look like they're friends of everybody, and that's why the Muslims go along with their bullshit. Typical Simpsforhamas always want to cry victim for colonizing Arab Muslims that start wars in the name of a pedophile. That's how it all began. It all began when Muhammad stole Medina from the Jews. The only reason Muslims think they have a claim on Jerusalem is because they say Muhammad flew there on a flying donkey monster, even though his 6-year-old bride said he never left the bed. Ain't that some shit? Are you still here? You frozen. Did he freeze again? You. I think he froze again. I'm gonna fight him back. But yeah, no, the whole thing is like they start wars, these people, and then I go online, I try to talk to them on Facebook. First thing they do is they report me. They don't want to have a dialogue with me, and a lot of these accounts are fake private accounts. So I'm just trying to have conversation with these people that hate Israel. They say it's the Zionist, but when you ask these people what is a Zionist, they can't even answer you. All these problems. What's going on in India? Muslims killing fucking Sikhs. What's going on in Bangladesh? Muslims killing other people. What's going on in Nigeria? Muslims killing Christians. What's going on in Sudan? Muslims killing Christians. What's going on in Syria? Muslims killing Christians, Jews, and Druze. So is it everybody else or is it the Muslims causing the problems? We got to be honest about this. Islam is not a peaceful religion, and we need to talk about this. And I'm here to talk about it. You better check the fact. Everybody say Jews own the world. Then why am I a poor fucking Jew proving your point to be wrong? I'm an Italian Jew from the hood. Where the fuck's my McMansion? How come I don't control the fucking media? That's just all bullshit. Israel's always been a scapegoat. Muslims cause all these problems. They don't want to deal with it, and they blame Israel. No, if you cared about kids dying, all you people would be talking about Sudan and Syria. But no one does it. Wonder why? Because it is what it is. I'm an Italian Jew. Yes, I am, whether you like it or not. That's who I am. You know what I mean? Now, ethically, I'm Jewish. I'm a born again Christian. So I believe in Jesus Christ. So, but I had a bar mitzvah. I was brought up Jewish. My mom's Jewish. If you know anything about Judaism, you are what your mom is. And if you know anything about being Italian, you are what your dad is. So I'm like split down the motherfucking middle. You know? Sam Harris should be your hype man. Nah, you got to stop believing colonizing Arab Muslim lives when they start wars. You understand? If you start wars, don't cry about the wars you start. How come you don't hear Russia crying about what's going on in Ukraine? How come you don't hear about Sudan? You don't hear about none of these places. all you hear is people pushing anti-Israel nonsense, and I'm going to confront it dead on. I don't give a shit. And that's what this Facebook's gonna be. I mean, this YouTube's gonna be. We're gonna be debating people from now on. 'Cause I like where it went. I thought we had a good video tonight. I don't know what to do when he froze. I'm gonna try to get him back, but it's barbaric hiding behind children and starting wars. And if you don't like wars, nobody talks about them releasing the hostages. If you release the hostages, the shit can be over with. So obviously, you don't want to release the hostages, so you don't want the war to be over with, and it's that simple. So anyway, it's pretty good. That's right, we the chosen people, and people hate that shit. That's the problem. But it's always been even, and I'll break it down. I think what happened in Germany with the Yazidis, I think there was rich Jewish bankers like the Rothschilds that did a lot of shit that was wrong. Those rich Jews were able to leave Germany and go to other places, and they were fine. But all the poor Jews had to suffer, and that's what happens over and over again. There are a whole bunch of rich Arab Muslims. Nobody talks about them. They got more control and more banks because of oil money than anybody. Don't say nothing about that. It's all propaganda. And we need to wake the fuck up. I'm sick of this shit. We all should be sick of it. And we should be having conversations instead of seeing people that's pushing propaganda on Facebook and hiding their face with their fake private locked account. That's some bullshit. So anyway, I'm gonna end this, John. Yo, it was pretty good. We got 18 likes. We had a pretty good video. You ain't got to agree with me, and that's the point. I want you to have a different opinion than me. I want you to have a conversation with me. You ain't got to agree with me, but I know the truth, and I'm gonna stand up for what I believe in. If you don't like it, that's on you. But anyway, thanks. I thought we had a great talk. I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna try to have another debate maybe tonight. So I'll catch you guys later. Muslims in Indonesia were mad nice to me. Yeah, but they weren't nice to the people in Indonesia. And Indonesia actually is becoming a Christian country because they have freedom now. And a lot of those Muslims don't want to be Muslim anymore. You should look that up first. How the Muslims are going down the population and it's going to become a Christian country eventually, just like Armenia, because people are sick of colonizing Arab Muslims. Wherever they go, they cause problems. So yeah, there are nice Muslims, but the ones that's not nice, the Islamists, that's the problem. So if 10% of all Muslims are evil, that's like 100 million people. That's a shitload of people. It's still a fucking problem we got to deal with. It's the cancer of the world. Everybody wants to push this ideology, but nobody can name anything good about Muhammad. So if you want to live your life off a 7th century graping caravan PDF file, then go for it. I don't give a shit, but don't try to push that shit on me. You know what I mean? So thank y'all for the conversation. They could be nice to you, but I've met some. I had a Muslim guy attack my wife. I had a Muslim teacher treat my daughter bad. So I've had other experiences with them, but most Muslims that I've interacted with have been very nice and kind. So it is what it is. Thank y'all. I got to go. I'm getting people bothering me now. It was a great live. We'll have another debate later. Catch me later. Like, subscribe. If you don't like me, I don't give a shit. Subscribe anyway. Peace out, y'all. I love you. It was good. Peace out, Philly. Philly Ghost. I'm out.